video, we'll cover comma splices and how to identify them. So first off, a comma splice is when two sentences are joined together by a comma. And this is considered a punctuation error because a comma on its own can't join two sentences. So an example is, Sarah went to the store, Ben picked up the kids. So we see that there's a comma here, and that is a mistake. So I'll go through how you would determine that that comma is a mistake. And the test I'm going to use is called the before and after test. So the first thing to do is read what comes before the comma and ask yourself two questions. Does it make sense? And does it have a subject and a verb? Then you would read everything after the comma and ask those two questions again. If the answer to all four of those questions is no, or if you answer no for any of them, you do not have a comma splice. If, on the other hand, you answer yes to all the questions, then you have a comma splice. So let's practice this. For the sentence, since Jose wants to be an engineer, he is saving money to go to college. All right, we have our comma in the middle right here. So we're going to read everything before this comma and then ask ourselves, does it make sense? Since Jose wants to be an engineer, I'm going to say no, this doesn't make sense because it leaves me with the thought of, I feel like there should be something more after that, like it's not complete. So we'll say no. Is there a subject and a predicate? Yes, we have a verb, wants, and Jose is the subject of the verb. So now we're going to look at everything that comes after this comma. He is saving money to go to college. Does this make sense? Yes, it sounds like a complete thought. Is there a subject and predicate? There is. We have a verb saving, and then we have the subject of saving, he. All right, so we review our answers. We have one no and three yeses. If there are any no's, we do not have a comma splice and the sentence is correct. So we can leave the sentence as is. The comma is fine. Look at our second sentence. A budget is necessary to manage personal income. Saving money is also important. So we have our comma, and again, we're reading everything before the comma and ask, does it make sense? A budget is necessary to manage personal income. So that sounds like it makes sense to me. It feels like a complete thought. Let's check and see if there's a subject and a verb. So we do have a verb, which is, and then we have a subject of the sentence, which is budget. So we do have a subject and verb. All right, let's look at everything after this comma and see if it makes sense. Saving money is also important. So that sounds like a complete thought to me. It makes sense. Does it have a subject and verb? Yes, there's a verb is, and we have a subject of saving money for the sentence. So to review this, we have a yes for all four of these questions. So if we answer yes, it means we do have a comma splice and we need to fix this sentence. So there are four ways to fix a comma splice. The most simple is to replace the comma with a period and then capitalize the following letter. Another way is to replace the comma with a semicolon. But you should only do this if both sentences are closely related or you are wanting to emphasize the following sentence. If you want to get fancy, you can turn one of these clauses on either side of the comma into a dependent clause. So an example would be, although a budget is necessary to manage personal income, saving money is also important. So a dependent clause is when you have a subordinating conjunction put before a subject and a verb. So some common subordinating conjunctions are words like although, as, because, during, since, that, and when. And then lastly, a fourth way to correct comma splice is to add a conjunction. So we would have a budget is necessary to manage personal income, but saving money is also important. So we could add a conjunction with the comma. That's important. You need both the comma and the conjunction, and that will fix your sentence. So conjunctions are words that can join sentences together, and you can remember them by the acronym FANBOYS, and they are words for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And you can see in the sample that we used the word but. So overall, that's 4 ways to correct comma splices in your writing.